Guys, it's here. Hello. Welcome to Onyx Storm season.
Yay!
It is finally here. The wait is over. It has arrived. We have read it, as hopefully have all of you, and we literally are just giddy to dive into this. It is the gym of our lives.
Yeah.
The belle of the ball. All of the things. We can't wait.
The belle of the ball.
Okay. Kim, also, shout out some patrons for us. Other bells of the ball, please.
Other bells of the ball. I would love to do that. So as you guys know, one of the tier 2 benefits from our Patreon is that you get a special shout out in one of our episodes. So in this episode, we are going to be shouting out Kristina Velasquez, Tanya S., Brooke Davis, Raisa O., and Jess Spencer.
Woo!
Hi. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. You are the reason that we are able to continue to do these episodes, truly, and we are just so thankful for all of you.
We are.
Beyond thankful. We love you so much. Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, guys. All right.
Let's do this.
Let's dive in. I'm going to give a little spoiler warning.
Okay.
So listeners, we've already just actually released today, the day that we're recording this. I mean, that'll be a couple weeks from now when this actually comes out. But we actually have our initial reactions to finishing the book up already on a main feed. And if you want to see the video of us, we recorded it in a super cute podcast studio in New York City the day after we finished.
Yeah.
And that's up on our Patreon for tier 2. So if you want to hear like what we thought just after finishing, our like gut reactions, all of our like kind of crazy, quick, unhinged, theories that we were thinking at the end, go listen to that and come back here because this is the start of our deep dive.
Yes.
Okay. So we will be breaking these episodes into 3 parts because there is just too much to discuss to keep it to 1 or 2 episodes. Our final episode will actually be dedicated solely to the ending of the book. Okay, we will be breaking it down and coming and dissecting everything that happened and sharing all of our thoughts into like what we think might be coming in book 4. So these episodes are not necessarily going to be in chronological order. There will be some of that, but we've broken it up into like, characters, deep dives. We're basically going into this with the knowledge of the entirety of the book. So please keep that in mind.
Yes.
So without further ado, this is your official spoiler warning for all things Empyrean and Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. So book 3 picks up like immediately after the events of Iron Flame. Okay.
Yes.
Sawyer's in the infirmary. Poor Sawyer. Oh, what a journey. He's recovering. Violet is compartmentalizing her mother's death and Xaden is venin. Currently, only Imogen, Bodhi, Garrick, Quinn, and Violet know about Xaden's veninism. I love that veninism.
Veninism.
I love it. Veninism.
So basically just the Rebellion relic holders, and our marked ones. Well, the inner circle marked ones, I should say. And that's where we pick up.
Yeah.
And we dive right into the prologue. And guys, Rebecca gave us answers on page 2.
Yeah, she did.
She did not mess around with these answers, guys.
She did not.
From the prologue all the way through. She was just drizzling them in there.
She was like, we're just going to answer some questions right off the bat. And I was like, please do, because we have been spiraling.
Exactly.
So the biggest one that was released, or the biggest one that she said was about Andarna's fire. And we, all of us were correct in this thinking that Andarna's fire, the fact that she burned that venin at the end of Iron Flame, means that she is different. I mean, obviously she is. She's a 7th breed. But like her fire is special.
The smoking head.
It is.
The smoking head.
The smoking head.
We knew it had to be something, and it was. Love it.
So the quote that Andarna says, she says, if I somehow altered that venin inadvertently while changing my scales, then the rest of my kind should know how to master the tactic, how to change him, cure him, the him being Xaden, of course.
Of course.
And I think that's really key to note here that she makes a point to say that she altered the venin inadvertently while changing her scales. She says the term altered. She doesn't say,
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
which
Altered.
I think is interesting.
Yeah, altered as in like altered him back to human. That's why I could kill him, maybe.
Ooh.
And therefore I can alter you back to human to cure you, theoretically.
And I want us to pin this for Kim when you go later in your section, because this is very interesting. This terminology, okay?
Yes.
So altered the venin inadvertently while changing her scales. And I think that's also the big important thing, okay, is the changing of the scales.
Yes.
Okay?
It's definitely important.
Definitely. Okay, so we knew this. She's super special. Basically, what they come to the conclusion of is that they need to go and search for the rest of her family. Okay, we've got to find a cure for Xaden, and this kind of becomes their mantra, or Violet and Andarna's mantra for majority of the book is like leaves no stone unturned. We are going to find a cure. Like there's no other way to go about this.
Yeah,
and
Precisely.
that is basically what their driving force is the entire book. Well, until the ending, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Kristina, will you take us through some highlights from the beginning?
I would love to. I would love nothing more. All right, so let's break down some highlights from these first few chapters, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so there's a lot that happens in this first 5 to 6 chapters when you're reading it. And then when you finish, you kind of like zoom out and look at them from the scope of the whole book. And there's actually not that much that happens here. But it's actually mainly her setting up plot points that are going to come later in the book. So she's really giving us a lot of groundwork here. So we're going to quickly summarize some key things from that groundwork. So, okay, basically, Navarre and Poramil are in negotiations, okay? We're trying to figure out a peace treaty. It's not going well, but that peace treaty would provide safe haven for Poramil's people and specifically the flyers at Basgayath. However, tensions are high, folks. Nobody likes each other. And if we remember, the wards at Basgayath were successfully erected at the end of Iron Flame, but with a major caveat, being that the wards do protect from venin, but they do not allow for flyers to channel from their griffins. A little unfair. We'll get there. So that also, speaking of unfair, is a major non-negotiable for Takaris and Queen Mariah of Poramil. And which is basic values here. Like they want their people to be able to channel magic. It makes total sense. Unfortunately, not to the Navarrians. So unfortunately, Navarre, having been at war with Poramil for years, therefore there's a lot of distrust. There's a lot of things built up there. Enter our magical frisbee. Okay, so friends, we will be referring to the tempered ruined disc as the magical frisbee because in our mind that is what it is. Okay,
exactly.
So they're one and the same. And turns out that whole journey and lesson learned there with the magical frisbee was just to showcase to us that runes can be altered after tempering. That's it. That's the lesson. That's the takeaway. Okay,
there we go.
So
that's it.
Could have summed it up, but why would we do that?
I spend an embarrassing amount of time rereading that same paragraph over and over again, going, "What did I miss?"
Yep.
There is something very important here.
Something's levitating.
Nope. Twas an example. That's all it was. That's all it was.
That's all it was.
Yep. So, cut to Violet and co. doing exact example, right? We have a super secret mission. We go to alter the wards to allow the Griffin flyers to be able to channel and use their magic. And the Navarrian leadership is none too pleased. It's safe to say. They are about to execute her for treason, actually. So, they pull her out of class. They casual Tuesday for
casual.
Violet. So they bring her in and, but luckily, guys, a royal official pardon was signed the night before, clearing all those who defected to Erasia and Iron Flame.
Oh my God!
I was like, well, that's convenient.
I love when that happens.
It was mighty heavenly fire of Rebecca.
It is.
But, it gave us this moment that will live rent-free in my brain of the rest of the scenarium just glaring at her and Xaden being there, sitting there smirking and in his head looking at her. And he's silent to everyone else and in his head he just goes, brilliant, reckless woman. Oh, God.
Love it.
Love it.
So, yes, speaking of the Scenarium is made up of the rulers of each province in Navarre.
Yes.
They have been elected to such position. Speaking of elected, they have also officially elected our boy Zaddy to be the Duke of Tyrandor.
Yeah, they have.
Woo! Very incredibly important plot-wise, and also really giving us some sexy historical vibes while we're
I know.
Yes, a sexy Duke. We'd love to see it.
I love it.
Duke and Duchess. Okay, good.
Okay, so I do have a little hot take here, and I think we chatted about this a little bit privately. Why is nobody on the Scenarium questioning the fact that venin are here? Like, it was supposed to be some big top secret, right?
Yeah.
Like, nobody knew. And the only way to keep a secret is to not tell people, right? Like,
or
you
kill
can't
them.
just go, or kill them, as Daddy Atos tries to do and Varys tried to do in book 2.
Right.
But, like literally, they're all so mad at Violet for, you leaving because of the venin. And nobody's like, it's like misdirected anger.
Yeah.
Like, why are we so mad at Violet and all these people that quote unquote defected to Eurasia? When in reality, it's your own freaking government that was like,
yes.
Venin, what? Child's play. Like, or is
They're
it
not
child's
real.
fairy
Not
tale?
real.
You're
They're not real.
crazy.
Like,
in my
what?
head, when I first read this, I was like, oh, they all just must have known. But no.
No.
Like, they couldn't have all known.
I mean, they
It's-
can't. I just
Not
don't
all
see
of
how
them.
you
I mean,
keep it a
some of them.
secret.
Well, like the
If
people
everybody
beside-
knows.
people from outside the wards knew because they were battling them.
Sure.
But the people
Yes.
in in Navarre, like those people, like we didn't just
You know
tell
what?
random Joe Schmo Duke. Like he didn't
No.
know. He wasn't on the intel.
I don't
list.
think the Duchess of Moraine was aware.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just wondering though if maybe everybody on the scenarium knew, and then everybody else
Yeah.
is not just no one's asking, like they're not being brought into the storyline for some reason. Like
They're not
maybe
shush,
privy.
shush,
maybe
shush. Go sit down.
they're having like
Yeah.
private conversations within
Right.
themselves. Like, hey guys, what the fuck? Like
So
they
is
said
it
Venom
like-
weren't real.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, is it just like, I mean, I don't know that this actually happens, but like in the movies it does. In like, the presidents, when you sit down, you take office, and then they're like, so Area 51, yeah, aliens happened. Yes. So
Yeah.
sign the NDA.
I think that might
So
be
is it like every time a new duke or duchess comes to power, they're like, so BT dubs,
Yes.
here's the fables of the Baron. It's
Yeah.
all true.
Yeah. This is actually a textbook. This is not
Yeah.
a storybook for children.
And
this
you
is
are
actually
sworn
real.
to secrecy.
Exactly.
I
The thing
mean-
that I found the also confusing about this is nobody is like, what? A seventh breed of dragon? What? And Darnus, this crazy. Where are they? Like all these things.
What?
It's just like
Nope.
For considering how much of a secret it was, like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
big time deal secret at the end of Iron Flame, when Darnus like, I can only tell you, and it's a big secret, and I'm the
Yeah.
only one that exists, and no one knows. And then everyone's like, so we're all in agreement. We got to go find these seventh breed of dragon den, and that's the whole plan. Like. Nobody was
Nobody-
shocked by this. Like,
So a seventh breed, you say? Fascinating.
everyone
Well,
was like, well, we've known
well-
about them. We've just been waiting, killing our time till we needed to go get them.
Yes.
right. Like
Like, what is happening?
the
I'm assuming,
weirdest
I guess, that
conversations are
happened
happening.
in the
Yeah.
break of that 2 weeks. Like it's like from the prologue until first page, we get 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess those happened off page, but would have liked to see some pushback.
Yeah,
Just a
I
little.
agree
Just a
that
sentence.
it was weird where the anger was being directed at, and it felt like incomplete, an incomplete like circle of just a storyline of people
Yeah.
being like, okay, but wait, hey though, just like while I have you here, you have lied to us though for centuries. Like I just want to be clear, that is true. Okay,
That is-
okay, got
okay,
it. No,
cool.
that's all I need. I'm
Just
gonna go to
cool.
class. I just
Got it.
wanted to clear that up. Like no
Yeah,
one
just-
is like
Exactly.
everyone's like, Violet, you garbage trash, you deserted, but not. But no one's ever like, well, but like actually though, no, now the venin are real, so like,
On the range
So
of
can
priorities.
we circle
Yeah.
back?
Yeah.
Can we circle back to the Venin issue at hand? And everyone's
really-
like, nope, we're just mad at the deserters. It's like,
It felt
okay.
Yes. It felt
Cool.
like it was like, just be like, well, I mean, clearly everyone's whole sole focus is being to be mad at Violet and Xaden because everyone
Yeah.
else's lives also revolve on Violet and Xaden, as they do ours.
No,
but,
true.
it did feel a little like, Atos can be mad and hate her, but like, does everyone need to be out to get her? Like, okay.
Right.
I get
Yeah.
it. Like, Atos is just our big bad, but like,
Yes.
yeah,
Queen
totally.
of
Bada,
Duke, Duchess of Bada Bada,
Yeah.
would not give a shit about Violet. Deserving.
No,
Yeah.
no, and they should not.
No.
But speaking of Xaden and Violet, can we discuss our Duke and Duchess?
That phrase, a Duke and Duchess.
The Duke and Duchess of Tyrrendor. Let's discuss them because
Let's.
they were such a joy to read in this book. And I just feel like, look at the growth that we have had from Iron Flame. Like,
Leaps and bounds.
Leaps and bounds. Growth. There is
much.
so much communication happening. We are not keeping secrets. We are not bickering with each other. We're not being like, you didn't ask the right question. Well, I didn't know the right question to ask. Well, that's not my fault. I have to keep secrets. Like, just tell me. There was none of that.
You mean the Ridoc play-by-play?
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
And I feel he summed that up pretty well.
Oh, yeah.
Perfectly.
Were any lies told? No.
No.
They were not. Now, I want to ask you guys this, and I'm curious for your perspective on it, because looking back now, I feel very strongly that I think it was very purposeful on Rebecca's part to make Iron Flame so full of angst so that she could show growth on Violet and Xaden's part in Onyx Storm.
Yeah.
Because I truly don't think we would have appreciated their relationship in this book so much if Iron Flame was not written the way it was. How do you guys feel about that?
I 100% agree. I think it was necessary. It walked so we could run romantically. I think
Yes.
it was necessary in their broader journey. If we look at it later as a 5-book journey, it'll seem like an important, piece of time in their relationship. Reading it, not knowing that was coming.
Sure.
Yes, sure. I think we got a lot of the BS out of the way, and this book solidified how strong their foundation is now as like a couple. And I think that's clearly, because of the ending of this book, is going to be very important and pivotal in like what's to come in the book 4 if they're separated.
I agree. So I feel like having their relationship be so stable, it really allowed the reader to focus on what was going on in the rest of the book. And I think
agree.
in Iron Flame, their relationship was such a big topic of conversation. It was like, will they, won't they?
Yes.
And then we had the second signet come out and it was like, you're not going to love me anymore. And I just loved having them be, it was almost like a comfort for the reader. Like you felt so confident that like no matter what, they were not going to break up. And they say it several times, like we're past the breakup point. Like when is a good time to talk about getting married?
Yeah, we are full steam ahead.
Yeah, they are literally endgame. Okay, so let's highlight a couple examples of some of our favorite moments of Xaden and Violet's relationship in this book. So when Xaden sees his mom in the Isle Kingdoms, this was so sad and so upsetting on his behalf. And I think this would have been a moment historically where we would have seen him really pull away from Violet, and Violet would have been very unsure about how to approach him and support him. But he really leaned on her. He was so vulnerable with her, and she listened, and then she went to bat for him.
I love that.
So good. Such growth. Yeah.
So, and I was so proud of Violet too for like walking right up to him and being like, okay, I'm going to sit on the floor with you and we're going to talk about this.
Yes. She like got behind the chair and like he's sitting. Oh, it's just so sad. It's like a little boy who hides in the corner.
Yeah.
When they're like scared.
Yeah.
And she just goes and sits next to him and she's like, you're not going to be alone. We're not going to do this whole thing where like you push me away and you're sitting with your feelings.
Exactly.
Angst, not happening. Like,
no Duke of Angst today.
I'm here for you. We don't have to talk, but I'm here.
Yeah.
And I loved that.
And that's what he needed. It's what he needed in that moment. And I think him not pushing her away was really important. This is a big step for them because he talks about like, I would love to not feel this. And she's like, don't, she says, don't shut me out. And he says, never. And then he keeps talking. So that was a huge, huge moment for them.
Yes.
And again, I think this is such a great example of their growth as a couple, their communication with each other, their confidence in each other. Violet is so much more confident in how she approaches him and how she communicates with him. It's like the Iron Flame was so just like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to push, like when to push or when to not. And now she's like so comfortable with him, so confident with him that she's like, no, we're going to figure this out and I'm going to have your back and I'm going to go to bat for you and stand up for you. And I'm love to see it. We love to see it. So speaking of Violet, like she was so incredible in this book, showing him such support and patience with Xaden, obviously like struggling a little bit with, the whole being venin thing.
Fine.
Yeah. Yeah. No big deal.
No big deal. He hates himself so much throughout this entire book. And he tries to tell her, like, you should hate me too. Like, you shouldn't trust me. You should stay away from me. And she literally was like, all right, cut that shit out. Like, we're not doing
We're
that.
done. Yeah.
We're not doing that.
We're done with that. Like, he doesn't trust himself. He doesn't think Violet should trust him. But Violet never, ever lets him feel that he is unworthy of not only her love, but the love and respect of his friends that know.
Yes.
100%. I thought that was really important for everyone's journey in the book. Like, the reader too, to not have to worry about that, and
totally.
I just think it was written well that like it makes sense that he would feel these feelings. Like we had to put some of it in. It just clocked with his character, but I think it was enough where it was made sense. But it wasn't annoying. It wasn't like Edward Cullen. We were all very scared about that. It wasn't that.
I've seen so many people talk about comparing it to Edward Cullen and like the like in the sex scenes where he's like, I can't trust myself. I'm dangerous.
Yeah.
and like Bella's like, I trust you. You won't hurt me. And then it's like still like literally Violet. It's like, girl, you have a death wish, but it's also so hot. Like keep going.
Hot. Like
it's so hot. We love to read it.
We love it.
Me too.
Yeah, I just overall really, really loved there was no miscommunication. And like we talked about, it really just made us feel so grounded in their relationship. And then we were really able to kind of focus on everything else going on in the book because we weren't so worried about like, oh my God, are they going to have another argument and break up again? It's like, nope, they're together. They're in game.
I think that we made Violet such a central part of his tether to like his humanity and his control is, I think, going to be a big part coming in book 4, because she is what stops him right in the end. It's her love that makes him pull back so that he still has that little aspect of himself, or that's the way I read it. But also it reminds me of that, I don't know if it's an epigraph or if it's somebody talking about something that happened, but the venins like wipe out a whole town, but there was this one venin and she leaves one house standing and everybody in that home. And the guy, and it's from the male's point of view, the only surviving adult, which means that the other 2 had to have been children. And he says she is just as beautiful with her dark black hair as the day I married her or met her. I can't remember if it says married or met.
Wait, what? I totally forgot about this. Like,
I have a vague memory of this, but
so it's recounting a town being wiped out, and there's only one home that was left unscathed, which to me meant that venin was emotionally tied to that family.
Yes,
right.
yes.
It sounded like a husband and a wife and their 2 kids, and she somehow turned, and the whole town gets wiped out, but she doesn't touch that home. Like there's something
that's
about
interesting
her that stopped her. The love.
There's a hope. There's a
a
pull.
hope.
Yeah.
there is hope.
So.
Okay, I love that, Anna. That's so interesting. So let's end like some of our favorite moments with this sweet quote from Xaden to Violet. And he says, "A kiss isn't enough. It never is with us." His fingers find the bottom of my coronet braid and he tugs, tilting my face toward him. "You want me the same way that I want you. Wholly, completely, with nothing but skin between us. Heart, mind, and body. All I want is to lose myself in you, and I can't. You are the only person in the world with the power to strip me of every ounce of my control, and the only person I can't fathom losing that control with. And yet here I am, unable to keep 3 fucking feet away from you."
I want to cry. So sweet.
It's so good. It's so good. And that's a perfect example of the juxtaposition of where he is mentally, and it makes sense, but then he just can't. He can't stay
do it.
away.
He can't.
I can't quit you.
That's right. And we love it.
It's so good. Oh my God. All right.
God. Okay.
Anna, talk us through another interesting character in this
Okay,
book.
so I want to chat about Theophany, which I finally
Let's
said
do it.
correctly, okay? Theophany, a.k.a. silver-haired girly, a.k.a. Mia Thermopolis.
Mopolis.
However, whatever you want to call her.
Yeah.
A
She's
woman
got a lot
of
of
many
names.
names.
That's
Yes,
right.
she is the Aelin of the series.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so we have Theophany. This is the first, I think, big pivotal point in the book, and it's around chapter 10 and chapter 11. And Violet and her squad are sent to Samara by Daddy Atos as punishment for altering the Wardstone. We end up going from Samar to Newhall to try and save Marin's family, because this is when Violet does her dream walking. And
Yeah, looking back, it's
now
very
looking back,
obvious.
it's
Very
clear.
obvious.
So she goes to Newhall. They all agree they're going to go to Newhall. They're going to save Marin's family from the venin. And who is it but silver-haired girly Theophany? Okay.
Yep.
Hey,
So
girl.
obviously this is not obviously this is not the first time we've seen her character, right? She was earlier in the book, which was the excerpt that was released to Cosmo magazine back in November. We have a whole little mini episode on that. Wherever you stream podcasts, you can go listen to it.
Yep.
So we kind of skipped over that for this episode, but
The way we all spiraled.
yeah,
in
the
the
way
wrong
we all
directions.
spiraled, and we were wrong.
Oh, we were completely wrong.
We were completely wrong, and
Yeah.
that's fine. Okay, but I do want to break down some things that we learn about her character and some of the reveals that we get. Okay, and obviously she's dead and gone at the end of this book. Desiccated is the
Well-
word they keep using.
That's an
Okay.
interesting word.
Pause. Can somebody look up the word what desiccate means? I forgot to do that.
sure.
I would
Sure.
love to do that.
I totally forgot. I kept meaning to for like literally a week. Okay. So,
It does feel like a
because I was
an
like,
aggressive
show me the
word.
body. Like, show me the body. But desiccate to me means like incinerated.
So
Yeah,
desiccated is having had all moisture removed, dried out, lacking vitality. To remove the moisture from something caused to become completely dry.
Like a husk.
Yes, like a
Yeah.
husk. Yeah,
like-
like
wow.
like
Maybe
the
that
withered,
makes sense.
desiccated landscape.
That makes sense. The way that they drain the life from the land. When
Yep.
their wyverns
Yeah.
die, they
Yeah.
desiccate. They probably like shrivel up. Is how I
Exactly.
put it. Like a mummy.
Yeah, almost like a
Like a
husk,
mummy.
like a husk of something. Like,
Yeah.
a snake. I almost feel like it's like a
Yes.
snake skin. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yes,
They
I
like
love
drain
it.
all they slurp it up.
Yeah.
Science lessons with us.
Kim.
Don't like it.
Kim.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so
Yes.
she's. I mean, this is the first time I feel like she's dead. I said it. I said it. I actually don't need to see a body.
I know. I just feel like we keep getting these interesting characters and then they die. Yeah. And I'm like, but you had answers. So
why did
Agreed. That's like frustrating.
Like
why
the whole
did nobody ask her?
Well, like the whole Lilith journals thing, we thought we were going to get so much from Lilith's journals, and we really didn't get that much. And like, she's dead now, so. And I don't think Theophany was keeping journals, so like.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Maybe
there are things that we need to know.
Yes.
What happened? How did she go from priestess to
Which
this?
is why I want to spend time talking about her, because I think I think she's dead. I mean, I don't know how we come back from desiccation.
No, you're right. I mean, that's.
But I also am like, I feel like she's going to be important.
Could there be something because she was a high priestess? Is there still some little like piece of her that Dune can like?
I don't know. Fucking Dune's the one that killed her.
Yeah, I know, but still, I don't know.
The goddess was like, "Yeah, no, bitch, I'm killing you with my marble from my temple."
You're right.
So I think we can all agree that we think she was a priestess of Dune.
Yeah, that's confirmed.
Yes. Okay, so she was a priestess of Dune,
and I think she was fully dedicated. Right.
Yeah. Right.
Agreed.
Yes. Okay.
That's why she has all silver hair.
Right.
Yes, that's right.
Silver-haired girly from Cosmo.
Silver-haired girly from Cosmo. There's a few things I want to chat about with Theophany. She doesn't seem to like Berwin. Mm-hmm. She says this about when Violet is like bringing up Berwin and like, do you answer to him? And she said, as if I would answer to that fool. And there's like more than one time where Berwin is brought up, and it seems like the two of them are competing. Berwin wants Violet, and Theophany wants Violet, and she's like, I will be a better sage to you. Like, come work for me. Come work under me. Like, I will treat you better than Berwin will. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what's going on between the two of them, because I can't tell if it's like a healthy dose of venin competition or if there's like more to it. Like, is there... I just feel like Theophany, there was more to what she wanted than what Berwin wanted. Their goals did not align, I think. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's still so much about this whole motivation there's a piece missing. I don't get.
There's a whole piece missing.
Yeah.
I mean, she talks about Andarna in chapter 10 or chapter 11, and she says, you truly don't know what she is, do you? What a prize you've won.
Yeah.
And it's throughout the book, anytime Andarna is in front of Theophany, she's looking at her reverently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that term is used, reverent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to me, I almost don't think that Theophany wants Violet so much as she wants Andarna. And the way to get Andarna is
through Violet.
Get Violet.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think that might be it. But like,
why?
Goes back, I think, to what we think might be going on with Andarna.
But there's also a special... Agreed. But I think there's also some piece of Violet that's special. Like, there's still the thing where the sage, the priest told her at the Battle of Reston, like, you come in the sky. Like, all that stuff is still true. And all these other venin were like, we need her, not the silver-haired one. We need her. I mean, maybe that's we need her because of her dragon. But I think there's a piece there that I feel like I'm missing of
Agreed.
The venin motivation and why then Berwin wants her. Okay, but... then why did we need Xaden? We needed Xaden to turn for her, but then like it's like the two of them somehow. There's another piece there.
I agree, Kristina. I agree.
Yeah.
There's some... Do you think that magic balance, right?
Yeah.
Is there a precog on their side?
Oh.
Okay.
Is there somebody who's like, yo, this is how we have to make this happen? We got to go through all the back channels. We got to get Xaden, then we got to get Violet. That's how we get Andarna. You know, like we have to lay the groundwork in that way. I don't know. Like, but so far we're seeing shadows and shadows. We're seeing Stormwielder.
Yeah.
I'll get to the Dreamwalker thing later, but like Dreamwalker, I think Dreamwalker.
Yep. Yep.
I wonder if there's something like that.
That's interesting.
I could see that.
Yeah. Imagine, guys, the end of like book 4, and it's like Violet becomes venin, and then some precog's like, see, I told you all the pieces. I'm a mastermind.
Yeah.
I'm a mastermind.
What if I told you I'm a mastermind?
I love it.
We know she loves Taylor. We know it.
Exactly.
True. Okay. So like we said, we find out, you know, at first we think she's a lightning wielder, but turns out she's a storm wielder. She's the answer to Lilith's power, not Violet's.
So interesting.
Sorry, I had to have a quick question.
Yeah.
When they say answer, they mean the balance, right? That's
the
like
balance.
what they're interchangeable. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Sorry.
Got it.
Yes.
No, I just
they matching.
Got it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're matching, so they're not a counterbalance to each other.
Huh. What does that mean?
I mean, like, so like they match, but they're not opposing signets. Where it's like
no, they're not opposing. So they're,
like
the
one could
same-
start storms, one could stop storms. Like they're the same.
it's
Okay, got
control
it.
storms. Yeah,
Got
just
it,
I think
okay.
in general.
It's like
Got it.
same signet, one's good, one's bad.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, maybe there is a venin precog.
Could be.
Do we think? But we don't think Melgren is a venin.
I
No.
think he might be.
Oh, really?
Melgren? Yeah.
I don't think we've never seen the dude, right? Oh no, we have in book 1.
So a
Once.
theory from Trisha, shout out to Trisha, is that maybe Melgren did turn, and so then we needed another, like he kind of had precog, like different kind of precog. So if he turned, then we needed another precog to appear, and that's when Auric got his signet, because
Yes.
it manifested so late.
It did.
It did.
He was a late
Like maybe
bloomer.
it manifested whenever it okay, this is the balance. Melgren's gone now.
And Garrick's second signet is what's it called?
Distance walker.
walking.
Distance walker.
And I think that one of those venin, when Theophany at the battle outside of the Temple of Dune, one of the venin, there's 2 venin behind her, and she grabs her hands and they disappear.
Right. Well, we know the sages can do that, because that's how Theophany did it in the Cosmo Girly
Oh,
excerpt.
damn it.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
You're right.
But I don't know
I
if
just
they can
assumed
do it
that
with
was a
other
distance
people.
walking.
Distance
Yeah.
walker. We haven't seen a sage do it with another person. Distance walker.
And she's supposedly
can
a
do it with a
maven.
person.
So
Yeah.
that's suggested.
I
Oh,
think
okay.
like sage and up can do it. Is what I'm
Got it. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
anyway.
So the Andarna, you truly don't know what she is, do you? What a
Mm-hmm.
price you've won. I think there is something really special about Andarna. It goes back to her scales and the fire, and I think we're going to learn a lot more about her in book 4, I hope. So this other thing I thought was interesting that Theophany says. She says, sometimes I forget just how short a mortal memory can be, insinuating that she's like very old. And she,
Right.
she references like the word immortal comes up. And
Totally.
I just find it really interesting that her power. Okay. To be fair, she's not a lightning wielder, which a lightning wielder, I guess, hasn't been seen in centuries since the Great War. But
Yeah.
Interesting.
yes, very interesting. But is a storm wielder also super interesting? Because there were so many things. That
I think so.
I thought
Yeah.
my theory was that she was one of the first 6.
One of the first 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had talked
Because
about that in our chapter chat.
because theophany literally it means God's appearance or divine manifestation. So then I went and looked up Lyra, because we only have 2 names for the first 6, and only one of them is a woman. And Lyra Michael of Moraine, Michael literally means who is like God. So theophany, God's appearance, divine manifestation. Michael,
right.
like, who is like God. And then
Totally.
this line from Violet, she looks at Theophany and she says, dismissive gesture that reminds me of the Duchess of Moraine. Lyra, I know this is like so stretching it, but Lyra Michael she's from Moraine. It's Lyra
Fascinating.
Michael of
That's-
Moraine.
Interesting.
That's very
I like
interesting.
That. Yeah.
Which
Like that she
know.
put that in there on purpose. Like she put that line in there on purpose. 100%. Like that's such a random name to throw around.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, really? It reminds me of the Duchess of Moraine, who
not like Kat with her
Yes.
like nobility
Yeah.
Or
no, it's
whatever.
the Duchess of Moraine.
I think you're onto something here. And we don't
Agreed.
know. We don't know what happens to Venin. Berwyn probably wasn't his original name. Maybe when you become Venin, it's like when you become a pope and you get a new name. You
get a new name.
a new name. And her name is Theophany because she's like, I was for Dune.
Did you
I
watch
was the high
Conclave
priestess.
last night?
I did.
It's a great
Can you
movie,
tell?
listeners.
But you know what I mean? Like she was like,
Yeah.
oh, like trying to think of her a new name, and she was like, oh, I was the high priestess for Dune, so that makes sense. Like I think you might have something here. Maybe she is Lyra. Maybe in some of Lyra's journals at some point we're gonna see her become a high priestess for Dune, and we're like, what? I don't know.
I think it makes sense to change your name when you become Venin, especially if she was like this priestess, like this holy priestess who had devoted her life to a god. It would make sense that hold on. Okay, in her mind,
Tell us.
Venin think that they are gods, basically. Like they think that they are these all-powerful, especially the Mavens are like incredibly powerful.
Yes.
And she makes a comment about like talking about being a priestess and talking about that and then
Yes.
moving over to being a Venin, and like she lost that. But
She
she was
says,
basically
why would I be a product of like the priestess when I could become a god? Or
Exactly.
something like that.
Exactly.
I'm
Exactly.
paraphrasing.
So she says that. And so in my mind, if she's like, well, I'm basically a god now, so I'm going to change my name. I'm no longer Lyra. I'm Theophany, because when people are in my presence, they are in the presence of a god.
Oh my God, that's it. That's it.
Interesting.
And it would also be like a fuck you to Dune.
Yeah.
Like it'd be like, ha
Exactly.
Yeah.
There is this also crazy theory that, so we have all the isles, right? They're all named after, we're going to get to those later, but like all the gods and goddesses, right? And then Amarellis is actually Navarre. Well, there's no Malik. But what if the barons are Malik?
Oh, that makes sense.
There's death. It's death.
Yeah.
And there's like a river of Malik or some sort of bay of Malik that's new to the map this time. It separates the barons from Boromir.
Wow.
Oh, so, that's interesting.
Like, what if she forsook, the priestess Dune, and then was like, I'm going to be with Malik.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's interesting.
Like dedicated her, or I don't know if you did.
Like
you
kind of
really
like
dedicate yourself to Malik that we know of, but it'd be interesting.
That's so interesting.
I mean, I think there's some potential there for sure. But I like the idea that when you're a venin, you change your name, and maybe she's Lyra. That's what we're sticking to it.
Which could mean that Berwyn is Naolin.
Oh, Kimberlin, I love it.
That he could have changed his name from Naolin to Berwyn. I know we think Naolin's dead, but
I love this, Kim.
Rebecca did say, actually, in one of her interviews recently, she was like, Naolin was brought up, and what she said was, you don't die for someone else without a reason.
So they loved each other.
That's what I think. But she used the term like die. But I don't know that he's actually dead. Girl, she brings back so many people.
But I mean, Jack was dead. So
Jack was dead.
We said that Jack died.
I think that the Berwyn thing has some real potential. Yeah. Oh my God, and what if she puts it together? What if she puts it together because she dreamwalks into Brennan's dream and he's dreaming about his lost lover and she's like, Berwyn?
See, I think Berwyn is the dreamwalker.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe he's dreamwalking talking to Brennan?
Because Naolin's signet was a mender. Was a siphon. Unless he can have more than one
I see
signet.
what you're saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Because Berwyn, I think, is dreamwalk. I think Violet is partly the balance
counterpart,
to
not
him.
counterpart, but the balance.
Yeah.
Do venin get a signet if you're not
if you're not
a writer?
You don't have a
because
writer.
Theophany didn't have a signet.
She does see Theophany has a signet.
Now as a venin, did she have that as a high priestess?
Right,
Don't you get?
Oh, what's your question?
Sorry, okay, so are all venin writers? Because you only have a signet if you're a writer. So how do people who are venin have a signet?
Because I think they're drawing from the source and maybe it manifests that way.
But that's
we
what
don't
I'm
know.
saying. Okay, got it. But if you're a writer first, then you stick with the signet? It's just evil version?
She's saying if Lyra theoretically was a writer first before she eventually became a priestess and then eventually became Theophany, would she have kept her signet?
Over, I think.
Okay, interesting.
So that's why we're saying it can't be Naolin because
exactly.
the siphon would stay. Got it.
Yeah,
okay,
that's what I was thinking. If Berwyn was a writer at one point, then if he was also Naolin, he would be a siphon. But
Got
I think
it.
Naolin was so young, I think Xaden would know what he looked like, too.
Oh.
Xaden would know what he looked like?
Well, maybe not, but I think enough people, if Berwyn just shows up on the field, people would know what Naolin looks like, right?
Right. Well, Taryn would.
Taryn would.
Yeah.
Taryn would know what his writer looked like.
Yes.
For sure.
And then he
Segale would know.
Well, and Segale would know.
Yeah,
She could project that image to Xaden, even of what he used to look like, even if he looks different.
Yeah,
he would probably look similar enough. Even if Xaden didn't know, Segale's like, hey, excuse me.
Hey.
What the fuck?
You're totally right. I think we just disproved that
you're right,
Naolin is Berwyn. Because in that moment in the battle, Segale would have been like, what?
Yeah.
We would have talked about it. Yeah.
Yes,
you're right.
Yes.
You're right.
And she saw him battling at the end of Iron Flame, too.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that battle.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So speaking of all the signets.
But speaking of signets, Kristina.
Let's talk about the signets. Okay, guys.
do
All right.
it.
I'm going to read you an epigraph, and then I'm going to read you a quote, and then we're going to talk about them, okay?
Okay,
So
got it.
just, here we go.
Okay.
There's so much to say, but I do want to bring this to the table first. Okay.
Yes.
So this is an epigraph from chapter 2. The rarest of signets, those that rise once in a generation or century, have manifested concurrently with an equal twice in our records, both critical times in our history, but only once have the 6 most powerful walked the continent simultaneously. As fascinating as that spectacle must have been, I would rather not live to see it happen again. A study on signets by Major Dalton Cisneros. Okay, but before we unpack that little tidbit, I do want to couple it with this quote, okay? From Professor Emiterio, saying, the last time a shadow and lightning wielder fought side by side, they managed to drive the venin back into the Barrens for a few hundred years. We'll figure out how to do it again. Okay, so
this is
this
fascinating.
feels like
it's so
it's
interesting.
so fucking fascinating, and it feels like such foreshadowing. And I really feel like before this book, I would have read this and be like, but I don't know if Rebecca's like at this level of giving us this foreshadowing Easter eggs. And now I think she is. I really think that this is what we're doing. Yep. And I am fascinated by it. I cannot get out of my head the number 6 and like what that means and like the amount of times we're using 6. Like
so many times.
Oh my God, it has to be important. Like, I don't understand how we're going to do it, but it's like, it's so important.
So the rarest of signets, which we've started to talk about, like, you know, like it goes back to that quote that Emyterio says that the last time a shadow and lightning wielder fought side by side was during the Great War. Yeah. So if, to me, and I could be wrong, but I'm reading that as 2 of the original 6 had shadows and lightning. Okay. So then what were the other 4, right? Like, could it be precognition? Could it be, you know, Auric? Could it be Garrick as a distance walker?
We know that we haven't seen that in years. Yeah.
We haven't seen that in years. I'm just so curious to see.
So, and like is it canon? Is that what we're saying, that the original 6 are the 6 most powerful? They're the same people, right? That's the same thing. That the original 6 had the 6 most powerful signets, right?
That's my understanding if you put these 2 quotes together. I mean, but only once have the 6 most powerful walk the continent simultaneously. I don't know what other 6 we refer to. And then the fact that Emyterio says, like, since the Great War, which would have been the original 6, I just feel like that has to go together. It has to be.
Well, and we talked about this as well in Iron Flame with the ward stuff, right? Because it's like, we need the 6 most powerful signets together, and they had to make that decision. Who's the 6 most powerful that are here? And like, then they lit their dragons did the things, right?
Right.
But then it's also like, so then it's already in our head, like at some point, like there's a deciding factor, like these are the most powerful 6. Yeah. So those have to be the first 6. Also, there's 6 breeds of dragon. It's a lot.
I think that has to be it. So there's also 6. There were 6 pillars. I don't know why this drove me. I like something.
Yes, yes.
Is that your quote?
Well, that's part of it, but that was somebody commented about the 6. But yes, go ahead.
Okay, there's 6 pillars at the Temple of Dune in Umbriel, and there's 6 little icons. There's 6 icons.
I love that.
That are engraved into them, and they each represent things that are important in war.
Original 6 signets.
Yes.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay, so the icons. Okay. A sword, shield, fire, water, claw, and a book.
So the theory of the 6 is kind of like matching riders with the gods.
Yes.
And basically saying, you know, obviously, like we've talked about 6 gods, 6 first riders, 6 Navarian dragon den, 6 missing eggs. Rebecca did confirm at our book talk in New York that the gods are going to play a much bigger role in books 4 and 5. Kristina just read that really interesting quote. So, you know, Violet would be Dune. They said Xaden for the goddess of love. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I actually have a whole thought on that.
Because he turned for love. Ridoc would be Zinal, god of luck. Brennan, Malik, god of death, because he was basically brought back almost from the dead.
Love.
Rhiannon is Amari, queen of the gods. And did you read the same thing I read about Rhiannon? Yes. Okay. Yeah. So Rhiannon would be Amari, queen of the gods, and then Auric would be Hedion, god of wisdom, because his father is King Tari, the wise.
Yes.
Okay, god of wisdom.
Who is Violet? I missed it.
Violet is Dune, god of war. She's touched by Dune.
She's touched by Dune.
So first Violet, okay, it's very clear Violet's associated with, you know, whatever. Okay, Ridoc, he says in Onyx Storm that he prefers Zinal, and it seems like Zinal favors him too. He gets very lucky, and he has a brown dragon. Okay, Brennan, his chosen name is, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry. It's
Ansere,
which is translated to resurrection.
Yes.
He's come back from the dead. Okay. So Rhiannon, the first time that we meet Rhiannon, Violet thinks that she looks like Amari. Okay?
Oh my God.
And Rhiannon, the name Rhiannon translates to Queen of the Gods. And it's noted that she looks like Amari, who is the Queen of the Gods. And her name means Queen of the Gods, if you translate it.
This has to be something.
I love it.
Like, I've read theories where people like, she is somehow like Amara. She's somehow, I don't know if it's that, but I think she's somehow, this makes sense to me. I like this.
Right?
She is going to be connected to Amara. And that also makes sense. She's going to be, she's leading stuff. She's like the squad leader. She's in charge.
She's
a good leader. Queenly. Like, oh my God,
She
I
is
love
queenly.
this.
Sorry,
Oh,
this
I
was
love
not a
that.
theories episode, but like I just read this, and when we were talking about, there's so many hints in this book that like the first six, and then all of these writers, their signets are manifesting and they're becoming so much stronger, and it's giving like there's going to be another 6.
It
Yes.
really is. It's giving like we're building our Avengers team. Like it's all happening. Everyone's getting their things at the same time, and I think it's going to keep unraveling as we go. That we're going to keep getting hints to like who
love
is
this.
who's going to be important, like stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Okay.
Totally.
I'm
I
so here
completely
for
agree.
this.
All right.
I'm so here for
Okay.
this.
Sorry, Kristina.
Okay, so speaking of signets, we got to talk about second signets. Wow.
Oh.
Specifically, how they relate to our marked ones. Okay, guys, this was one of the first big fan service reveals of the book.
Yes.
There were quite a few, but this was one of the first big ones because it just everything surrounding second signets has been such a huge conversation and discussion in the fandom. There's just so many questions around them, so many theories, and she just flat out answered them definitively in a casual conversation. She just very much was like, well, let's get this sorted out, friends. This is the deal. So starting with Garrick and Liam, let's just like touch on them first. So Xaden confirms for us officially that second signets can often accompany the rebellion relic, something we've theorized. Now it's canon.
Yes,
Quote,
canon.
often enough to be sure that Kaori can't possibly have accurate records, but not too completely that anyone questions why I only present with one. Very helpful. A little heavenly
Yes.
fire, but I'll take it.
Okay.
Yeah. We also get confirmation, again, quickly and casually, of both of Garrick's signets. Okay? Because,
Yep.
like, reminder, everyone, we still didn't know the first one until this reveal where we got both of them kind of simultaneously,
Yes.
which,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, but turns out he has and was a wind wielder, okay? That apparently has already been happening.
Yes,
we didn't
apparently.
know. But now... he is our distance walker.
Yeah,
which
he is.
hasn't been seen in centuries, and which we also called after that interview with the Desert Island.
Yes.
10 points for Hufflepuff.
I mean,
I'm
I
the
would
only
want
Hufflepuff.
him.
Sorry, 10 points for
For all the
Ethelred.
houses. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, for all the houses.
Okay. So, yes. All right. Which leads us to one of the biggest ongoing questions, quite literally for years in the fandom, since Fourth Wing, of did Liam wield that ice at the Battle of Resin? And we're here to tell you, friends, he did.
He
the
did.
answer is a resounding yes.
Yep.
And yeah, so pretty much the quote is, she says, I once thought I saw Liam, ... And Xaden cuts her off and says, wield ice? Yes.
Yes.
And that's it. And
And
that's
that's
it, friends.
That's all we
Quite
get.
literally, that's all she wrote. That's it.
I just.
That's amazing.
It's fine. It's fine. I mean,
It's
it's fine.
fine. We're moving past it because we have to, but also we're never gonna know what the
I
original
just don't love
decision
that
was there.
Violet never said anything.
Yeah.
Throughout the entirety of last book,
uh-huh.
she never at once was like, you know what's funny? Is that one battle I thought I saw Liam wield, and then nobody was like, don't speak.
Yeah, nobody was like, wasn't there ice? No, I guess I was just so caught up, But anyways, now we know. Okay, so now we know. And really, it gives us a lot of peace in our heart that now we know. Okay, but
Yeah.
I think the most interesting piece of this whole reveal is really the involvement of the dragons and their decision to bond with the relic holders. So Xaden tells us, quote, our dragons came looking for us. They knew what they were doing. Violet interrupts and asks if the dragons were giving them a better chance at survival. And he says, quote, more like building their own army. More signets equal more power.
I love this.
And this is
love
so
that.
telling. It's so interesting. It gives us some insight into the Empyrean, which we are craving to have knowledge about. So we're just eating at any breadcrumb. But we know the Empyrean is split on the venin issue, right? And keeping it a secret and not keeping it a secret. Tyrion mentions that in the previous book. So we're assuming that dragons who were sympathetic to the Tirish uprising, because also that's who their writers were.
Right.
Realistically, because it's bonding a descendant,
Yeah.
made sure to bond the rebellion relic holders, these kids who were kids of their previous writers. It is the generations. So I just love the idea of these dragons, biding their time, sitting in the Vale, knowing, hey guys, this is our year. They're coming up. They've come of age. This is it. And on Threshing Day, they all are here we go. I'm going to go, and they just find them and go specifically for them. And something
Which
about
maybe,
that. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, maybe that's why I think there's way more reason to why dragons are bonding less and
I
less.
was just thinking that, Anna. I was just
You've
about
been
to
such
say
a mind
that.
meld lately,
Oh my
Kim.
God. I was literally about to be like, guys, Guys, is that why Violet keeps talking about the fact that less dragons are bonding every year?
Because they're holding
waiting
out. They're holding out
waiting.
for the offspring of like the people of the kids of the who hold rebellion relics. Like they're like, nope, we're waiting.
Canon, we've solved it.
I'll
There's nothing else going on.
Nothing. No.
Nope.
No, nothing else. But I love that theory because I don't know. So that, and maybe it's not even that. Maybe they just want a more powerful army. But for me, it's like an emotional thing too. Like I like saw what happened in my writer's lineage. You know, this line, and so like I'm like gonna like stick it to him. I've been waiting like with
100%,
just
yeah.
like trying to get
that.
revenge and like getting these kids like the chance and like getting them extra powers. And I love
I love it.
the fact that the dragons are involved, and it makes it less of a cop-out to me that just all the Mark ones can have rebellion relics. It makes it interesting.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I liked this explanation of like that it's the dragons that are driving it. So that
Yeah.
it's not just this like convenient plot hole. Like she's
Agreed.
like, well, the dragons are the ones doing it. So like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, and the dragons choose their
Exactly.
rider. So what are they to do?
And if they
What
are
are they to
bonding
do?
with people who they were in their family previously, that also leads to second signets.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's like wait, so is the rebellion relic giving them second signets, or is the fact that they bonded to a dragon from the family
think
line
it's-
giving them second signets?
Oh,
I think that the rebellion relic.
I would think it was the relic.
I think you have to have. Okay. I think
See what I'm
that
saying?
yeah.
Because only one generation has the rebellion relic.
Right,
Yeah.
but if those dragons are purposely bonding with, like, within their family line because, right? Because that's what he says. The dragons are bonding with people with rebellion relics because it makes them stronger, and we get a second
It gives them two
signet of it.
signets.
Yeah.
And what he said is like pretty much everyone with a rebellion relic can have two signets. It depends on if the dragon comes to get them, pretty much, right? Is that what he's
Yeah.
saying? Like, yeah. So it's almost like the rebellion relic gives them the option of having a second signet.
Because if a dragon
You know?
like Sigale bonded with him, like she was waiting
So,
for
but
him.
yeah.
I don't know.
But so then was the piece, like everyone says like, oh, the way you get second signet is that you bond a familiar, whatever. But like, does that just not happen when not, like, I don't know.
I don't know.
This
It's
feels
interesting.
confusing. Let's move on.
Okay, sorry,
let's move on.
We'll circle back on that. Anyways, the only other thing to really mention about signets here is that we do get hints and clues of Xaden's signet strengthening. We assume from his veninism. Again, this is very hard to pin down and pinpoint since Xaden and the reader don't really know much about his intrinsic to begin with. And we all spent majority of the book thinking every single morsel of a clue and hint about anything intrinsic was Violet's second signet, and we were wrong. So more on that in the next episode. But yeah, that is happening.
Yes.
Again, it's hard to pinpoint, but it is happening. All right, so let's go to the archives, Kim.
Okay, so we go to the archives and we meet sassy Jasenia, which loved. We love to see it, Jasenia. She was giving sass. I was here for it. She was putting Ridoc and Sawyer in his place. It was fantastic. Sweet Sawyer is still trying to learn to sign. Bless his precious little heart. And they are just really, this relation, it's not a relationship, it's nothing, but it's so sweet and so innocent and pure. And I just want to see more of it in the next book. I just want them to be together because they're precious babies, the both of them.
They are.
However, sweetest Violet, finally, for so long, is finally like, oh my God, okay, wait a minute. I need to go get my dad's research that has been in his home office this entire time. If we remember, Papa Sorrengail was researching the Second Crovlet Uprising and Feathertails. This was brought up in book 1, you guys.
Yes.
It was brought up in Fourth Wing and in Iron Flame. And she's like, I'm not going to think about it anymore. And it's like, but do.
But do please think about it.
But
Look
do
alive.
please think about it. Yeah, look alive, Violet.
It's war times.
You know what it is? It's war times.
War times.
So she finally is like, I think we should go retrieve that information. Only issue is, of course, that Daddy Atos has now taken over for Lilith. He's running Biscayeth, so he is living in those quarters.
Yes.
But the biggest thing that we find out is Papa Sorrengail's name. Guys,
Yes.
he has a name. He is not
He
just
has
Papa
a name!
Sorrengail. His name is Asher. His full title was Lieutenant Colonel Asher Sorrengail. His last name was Daxton, but he took Lilith's name when they got married.
He did.
Which we love that. And now we all can't wait to go back and find all of the Colonel Daxtons that wrote some of the epigraphs in the first 2 books, because yes, that did happen.
There's 3 of them.
There's 3 of them. Maybe we'll do like a little mini theories episode on Patreon or something, kind of breaking that down, because we suspected that Rebecca was going to do this, that she was going to put his last name in the previous books as like a little Easter egg.
I love
I
it.
loved it. I thought it was really fun. Also, the way she sprinkled in, like, oh no, it's Daxton. Oh no, it's Sorengale. Like,
Yes.
it, like, went back. It kind of gave us an idea of the timeline and like the fact that there was more to the story than just
absolutely
him being Sorengale.
100%.
Yeah. That was such a great touch by Rebecca, and I was really impressed by that. Like the level of detail that she was plotting the epigraphs to slowly transition to Asher Sorengale.
Yeah.
And so then you could kind of tell, like, oh, this is when they got married, and this is when he took her last name. So Dane, Dane.
Guys,
Wow.
what a journey.
What a journey
Hello,
that we have
Dane.
been on. Dane just stepped the fuck up in this book. And
did.
I loved it. I don't know how you can walk away from this book and not be like, yeah, I'm rooting for Dane, damn it. Like,
Yeah.
There's no way you can walk away from this book and not be like, do I find Dane sexy and amazing? I surely do.
Dane, eyes on me, Atos.
Eyes on me. The way
Eyes
that
on me.
that
I was
line,
like,
I was like, okay, Dane.
What
okay.
the fuck is happening? What is
happening right
going
now?
on?
We've upgraded from trash receptor.
It's no longer a
It's
garbage
actual
truck.
sorcery that I think
Yes.
he's so sexy now. Like, it's actual sorcery on page. That I'm
Rebecca
like,
Rebecca said he's the only one of the characters who has a headboard. Like, he's that put together. She was like, he's had a headboard since he was 17, guys. Okay? And he's
Like,
got a
he
matching
has-
duvet cover set.
But like,
but he has a headboard though.
But he has
Like,
a, so he does have a headboard. So
And
he
then
does.
she goes, Ridoc sleeps on a mattress on the floor.
1,000%.
Yep.
Well,
He's a frog. He's a leapfrog.
He's a frog freak. He leaps around. Would I still be into it? Yeah, I
Yes.
would. I don't care. It's on the ground. Who
100% leap
cares?
into my bed.
Exactly.
All right.
So Dane really shows up in a big way for Violet. He did in Iron Flame too. I have been on the Dane redemption train since Iron Flame, but I feel like in this moment, she's like, listen, I need you to go get the research from your dad's, quarters. He's like, on it, say less, I will help you. And he does. He goes, we don't really know how he does it. We don't really know what instructions were given
Doesn't
to
matter.
Dane.
He follows through.
But he follows through and we love it. So she gets the research. There is a password. Long story short, it is the name of Lilith's dragon because there's like this whole thing about you never forget your first love and they have to kind of decode it. And we find out that it's the name of Lilith's dragon because every writer's first love is their dragon. Okay, pin it. So he writes her a letter at the beginning of the research, and this is part of what it says. Remember what I taught you about history. It is simply a collection of stories, each influenced by those that happened before and steering the ones to come. I wrote this study so it could be read by others, but understood by you. If time is sweet, peruse at leisure. You'll find the connection between the uprising and the pursuit of Feathertails to be both alarming and enlightening. But if time has indeed run out and you seek the weapon to defeat those you've only learned about through lore, then abandon your robes and ride for Corden.
Oh, fuck yeah. I love this.
I love it.
I love the sense of urgency of
interesting.
like, if that's happened, you abandon those ropes.
Yeah.
And you
like path A is like peruse at leisure. Path B, abandon the ropes, ride for Corden. Like, thank you, Papa.
choose your own adventure, Papa Asher. I loved it.
I love it. I think, and that's where we're going.
That's where we're going. And that's why Violet is so frustrated with like them trying to run the quest for Indarna's kind because they want to go to all these different islands and like pop back and report.
Emerald Sea.
Yeah. We don't have time for that. We don't have time for that.
But it is highly suspicious that we keep talking about it. I don't know
yes.
why, but it is.
So at the end of the letter, Papa Sorengale, I know his name is Asher, but I like Papa Sorengale. He says, I'm so sorry this falls to you, my brightest light. Trust only Mira. Love, Dad.
Trust only Mira.
It's hard. Yeah.
That's
that like there are pieces I'm not liking about Papa Asher like reveals, and then there's things I do love. It's like he's a complicated man. But also trust only Mira, I think, is
very
telling.
interesting.
Well, Brennan's dead.
Well,
in his mind,
yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
True.
So
But
he
also,
thinks
I
Brennan's
feel like,
dead.
but I feel like there's something there with like the Mira's has a neat thing she has to do, like they're together somehow.
Oh,
like,
I think Mira is
Yeah.
important. I think,
Yeah,
which we
yeah.
get to with what Norel says to her later.
Yes,
But,
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
Also interesting, he's not like trust your mom. Nope.
Right, because
Just
Lilith is still alive as well.
Oh,
at
I
this point in
feel like Papa Sorengale was laying the groundwork. It's like very, I don't know, Star Warsy, Lord of the Ringsy, with like everyone is dead now if you find this.
Oh,
Yeah.
So only
Okay.
Mira. Trust only Mira.
So he just already was like Lilith and Brennan are going to be gone, but Mira will have made it.
Mira will have made it, and
Okay,
and I
well.
think there is that thing where, actually, I think that's later on. I'll get to that later when we get to Devarelli.
Okay.
Okay.
But
okay.
Anna, will you take us to meet a Professor Sexy Zaddy?
Oh, I absolutely will. Listen,
Please.
the man of many names. Okay,
That's right. That's
Aiden
right.
Part 2. in this book.
I loved this.
Daphne and Xaden.
And Professor
I love
Zaddy.
this.
We have Professor Zaddy. Yes, please sign me up for his class. I will sit first row. I will be like very
we will
attentive.
ace every quiz. We will be the best students. We will be the best girls.
The way that
Tell
we
me
all
I'm
read
good.
that.
Tell me I'm good.
Would you say I'm doing a good job? The way that we all read that back blurb and we're like, but no way, he's actually like a teacher. Like, what, she'd make him like professor? And she was like, in fact, I did.
And we were like, thank you.
I love, okay, so like he walks in and they're like, introducing Professor Xaden. And immediately everyone's like, oh, but Violet and Dane are like, oh, fuck, man,
damn
the
it.
codex.
We're going to break up. Like, immediate thought. And everyone's like,
immediately.
What's
just like, girl, you're leading a revolution. Like, I think we can break the codex, but whatever.
Beyond the codex. I did love that Xaden was like, no, that's not a thing.
That's not a thing. No, absolutely
and her and Dane are like, damn it. He's like, oh, bad luck, Violet. And she's like,
She's like, well, drat. He's like, what are you talking about? It's a book. It's a book of rules. Like, no, just fuck the book.
But you know who doesn't think it's just a book? Daddy Atos. And he has literally spies following them around the school to make sure that they don't touch or look at each other.
Yep.
Okay, so Xaden is in charge of sparring class because we quickly realize that we can't just fight venin hand-to-hand combat on the ground because they can suck the life from the ground and therefore kill you. So we have to be able to use our signets. And so now we have transitioned from like our challenges just being physical strength to actually like learning how to challenge each other and fight with our signets, which seems like that should have been happening already, but whatever.
Yeah.
Nobody asked me for my curriculum. So.
This is why Carr, I think, is evil. Yeah. Why would he not help them train their signets?
Right.
There's a lot of evil professors, I think. Okay, so they're working. I think there's a little foreshadowing here. One of the big takeaways is that we get to see Rye and Violet and like their little squad realize that like we can't just fight somebody with a signet by ourselves. Like we have to work as a team. That's when we're strongest, which really foreshadows what happens at the end of the book, right? We're learning how to stay in our lane, trust our squad mates to handle what they need to handle, which is really important at the end of the book. The other big takeaway from one of the classes is Xaden and Violet sparring. Okay. And he's like, you got to let go. And she's like, I'm going to hurt you. And he's like, no, you won't. And I'm like, well, she might, but okay. Well, okay.
It's fine.
I mean,
he can handle it.
Yeah, he can handle it. So they're battling, and he's like, I have to teach you. You have to be able to find me. And she's like, what the hell do you mean? And he's like, well, like my shadows, there are different threads of shadows. And he's like, the truest of my threads you'll be able to find. And she's like, but why do I need to find you? And he's like, because you're the only one capable of killing me. And I think it's like, this is his whole battle, the whole book, is if I lose control, somebody has to be able to stop me. It's you, Garrick, or Bodhi, and you're the only one who can actually kill me with lightning.
What's Garrick going to like blow his wind at me? Like, it's not going to do much.
Bodhi's apparently only has one signet that we know of, and it's countering signets.
Yeah, okay.
Doesn't seem to work on venin, so that's real
So basically
unfortunate.
useless. Cool.
Useless. Okay. The most important thing, though, that came out of this sparring class, and I just need to take a moment of silence for Kristina here.
Yeah.
Halden shows up.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
And Kristina fucking called it.
She called it. I'll take a moment for Kristina. Clap for Kristina, everybody. Clap for Kristina.
Clap.
Thank you. The way that I never die on hills the way I died on this hill, and I am alive. Thank you very much.
You planted that flag and you said, I'm not moving.
That's right.
And I said, this is where I live now. I also want to thank all the patrons who watched and watched me talk this theory through for 30 minutes by myself on Patreon. Just literally by myself for 30-minute video. And by the end, I was like, I think that's it, guys. Okay, here's what it is. It is that Halden's her ex-love. She broke up because he was a prince. Like, oh my gosh. I
love it. And you were right.
And you were right, Kristina. The eyes. Yeah. Sorry. Loyal best friend here. Kristina posted a reel about this, and some people were like, oh, that's stupid. That's not right. You're wrong. Well, who's wrong now? You. Because Kristina was right, and the eyes were true. So
I'm not going to say I told you so.
I will.
But I did tell you so.
My
best friend will. And
but she told you so.
She told you so. Okay? So let that be a lesson.
I love it.
Wow, thank you guys. This is the best.
Sorry.
Okay,
I'll calm down.
So yes, Halden is there though.
Halden is there.
Yeah,
we find out that they were officially dating, and Violet caught him and his professor having sexy times. And she said, nope, shut the door, walked out, never said anything else to him again. And I love that. I love that we ghosted him.
I love that
Love
energy.
it. And so then Halden's all like, okay, but like, let me take you to dinner and let me apologize. And she was like, bitch, that was 3 years ago. We've moved on. I think you need to move on too.
You're the worst.
Who I'm with,
Like, do you see him? That body?
That
Please.
bod deed, though.
Please. You wish you could be an iota of this man.
Yeah.
Also, like,
Exactly.
Halden, we knew Halden was going to suck. We knew he was going to be, like, a little princeling, and he also delivered on that. Like, he is, like, yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Okay. So the important thing, though, that Halden does bring with him is a letter from Takara saying that King Cortland of Deverelli will meet with them if he has brought an Emilian citrine jewel, okay? The Emilian citrine jewel is a lesser magic amplifier worn by one of the members of the First Drift. Okay, so actually, the first time this is mentioned is in Fourth Wing when Violet is crossing the parapet and she's doing like her little nervous tick scripting where she's like citing facts, and she talks about a jewel and it having powers and being able to like hold minor magics. Don't know if that's going to be important later, but I think it might be. So we have to go get this citrine jewel. It's in like outside of the wards. It's in kind of like a destroyed city. That
Of course it is.
in a little bit. Of course it is, because that's what we have to do. But guys, Xaden, everybody has been wanting jealous venin Zaddy, and we fucking got him, and it was delicious. It was so hot.
This is what we've all wanted, and she also delivered. It was exactly what we wanted. The jealousy. Hot.
Xaden overhears Halden asking her out in the Signet sparring class, and he like, accidentally his shadows knock Halden back.
Yeah.
So good.
So then he shows up to Violet's dorm room, and he like is there, and he's like, he's upset. He's like huffing and puffing like he ran there, and she's like, dude, what are you doing here? Like, we're going to get in trouble by Daddy Atos. And he's like, did you love him? And it's emphasized by like periods. Did you love him?
Love him.
And she's just like, what are you talking about? And she's like, oh my God, are you jealous? And he says, yes. I love this. He goes like, yes, love, I'm jealous. He splays his hand over the small of my back and tugs me toward him. I'm jealous of the armor that holds you when I can't, the sheets on your bed that caress your skin every night, and the blades that feel your hands. So when the prince of our realm walks into my classroom and starts talking to the woman I love with what can only be considered intense familiarity, and then has the audacity to ask her out right in front of me, naturally, I'm going to get jealous.
Yeah,
and I was like, tell me more.
Tell me
The way
you're jealous.
The way that I am a feral puddle every time he uses the term love to her. I don't understand.
It's so hot.
It's so hot.
That
especially
first
at one point
spicy
he goes,
scene?
fuck love. I was like,
Yes!
oh God.
Fuck love. I was like,
Oh
my God.
That's doing some things to me.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna be
God.
straight up honest with you.
Did
I'm
I
into
just
it.
black this out? Did he call her love in the first two books?
I don't.
No,
Did
no,
we just
I
start
actually
don't
think he did.
it's very contentious. A lot of people don't like it, apparently.
Oh,
They're like, she's
God.
violent. I'm like, okay, yeah, but love.
But love.
Yes, love. And
yes, love.
listen, the god of love, goddess of love.
Oh, we solved it. That's it. That's it.
That's
That's
all.
it. That's it.
Okay, so he's like jealous Zaddy, and he's like, did you love him? And she says, well, I don't know. We were like 18. I don't know. I think I loved him, but it's nothing compared to what I
was
feel
a
for
dum-dum.
you. I was
Yeah.
dum-dum. And he like, it's so sweet. He's like, knowing he's been here, and he taps a space where her heart is, and that's what breaks him. And she's just like,
sweet
it's
boy.
sweet boy. She like holds him, and she's like, basically like, no one could ever hold the space that you do in my heart.
no,
Like, I love you unconditionally. It's the sweetest moment between them, and I just love it so much.
It's better than we even dreamed. Like
Yeah.
we were like, oh, we want him to be jealous and like throw him back with shadows, and then he gives us this.
And
Like,
it's vulnerable.
it's
jealous,
so good.
hot, possessive, but in a good way.
Vulnerable.
And then he's vulnerable about it.
Oh my God. I love it
so
so
toxic.
fucking
I love them.
much. I love
chef's kiss. Chef's kiss.
Love it.
Okay.
Okay. Also, this is also where we note, Violet makes a note that when Xaden is talking about Halden, he says, like, I saw his thoughts. Like, basically insinuating that he didn't just read his intentions, but he read what was in his mind. And this happens a couple times throughout the book. And Violet goes, wait, that's not how you're signet. And then, of course, Xaden cuts her off.
Exactly. Like what I was saying, it does happen. There are clues to it, but also like we don't really learn more about it because we still don't even know much about his intensiveness to begin with. So it's hard to say what is normal, his normal intensiveness, and what is strengthening.
The only person who knows he's an intrinsic is Violet. So the only person he's truly able to use his like full extent of it on is around her. So like who's to say that he's not learning more about it as they're together if he's able to like
I'm sure he is.
strengthen it. Also the venin aspect could do that. Okay, so really quickly, we go to Anka with the original quest squad, okay? It goes to shit because nobody listened to Violet, and she was like, we can't, like Papa Sorengale says, we need to go to war with people that we trust implicitly, and she doesn't trust anybody there except Xaden. Ara's a mess. She kills Grady because she freaking hears a stone fall and it scares her. And she's like, boom, fire.
God, what a little bitch.
Yeah. Wyvern kills Ara, which nobody is sad about. Sorry, Ara.
Fine. Bye.
The biggest takeaway from this failure of a trip is that is what Papa Sorrengail wrote, and that you have to trust people implicitly when you go to war. Which brings us to one of our favorite scenes.
Oh, Kristina, I'm so excited.
Guys, the way we will not shut up about how much we love Ridoc in this book.
Never.
The way the entire fandom will not shut up about how he is the MVP of this book. He is such a joy. He is such a treat. And like the character growth that we see from him in this book is just outstanding. It's so beautiful. This is a really a quote that exemplifies it. So this scene, Ridoc says, quote, "I just need to go." He looks away and grips the orange but with both hands. "One of us needs to go with you." Ever since, pain flashes through his dark brown eyes as he brings his gaze back to mine. "Ever since Athbean, one of us has been by your side. Except the time you snuck out on your little siblings' only trip to Corden. The school splits and we go with you. Basgiath falls under attack and we're there. Heading in to pour a meal for Marin's brothers, it's us. We get separated and you either get dragged into an interrogation chamber and tortured for days or nearly roasted by Ara's fire. And I know I can't be the only one who thought it. And I know I can't be the only one who thought it. If Liam had been there, keeping watch over you, it never would have happened. I just think bad things happen when we aren't together. Ree can't go. She has an entire squad to lead and Sawyer's still recovering, which leaves me. And if Ryerson had been 100% sure of his ability to keep bad things from happening, he wouldn't have assigned Liam to our squad in the first place. The guy's powerful, but he's not infallible." Sawyer says, "And you are?" And Ridoc says, this is it. Okay. And Ridoc says, "I'm just as good of a fighter as any of you. And while you've been focused on rehab and Rhiannon is chasing first years to keep them in line, I've been the one reading every fucking book Jasenia shoves at me and spending extra hours training. It really pisses me off when you guys act like my sense of humor somehow lessens my ability to show up for our squad."
Fucking
snaps for Ridoc. Yes.
Thank you, Ridoc.
Oh my God.
Incredible. And what I love so much about this scene and the way he says this is he's not just saying like, I want to be there. He's proving why he should be. He's proving why he is the one who should be there. And he recognizes that his humor makes people overlook his skills, but then he's pushing back on it. And he's like, it's not just him like volunteering, it's him being like, I'm demanding to be here and this is why I deserve it. Like this is why it needs to happen.
Yes,
you know?
he's equally as capable as everybody else, and he listed the reasons why.
Yeah.
Like we all, like he said, we're trusting each other, and you guys have to trust me to do my job. I'm funny, I'm fucking hilarious, and I'm really sexy. But like I'm also a really fucking good fighter.
Yeah, but I'm also really good. And I love
fuck like
that
a third year.
Yeah,
and he fucks like a third year, guys.
does.
I just love that he is our comedic relief. Like we also are guilty of this, you know? So it's like in this moment, it's like making them and the readers like reassess him as a character. Like he's also for us being like, you know, right, this is my role in the story going forward. Like I'm not just the funny one, like to everyone, you know?
Yes,
it's
I
so
love
good.
that he said that.
Yes.
Oh, also he can do cool things with the oranges. His signet's special. He's going to be special. He can freeze no one's able to like actually take the water out to like freeze the water out of the orange. So he's a special boy as well.
I'm telling you, that's important.
It's giving maybe
agreed.
one of the
It's definitely important at the end of the book.
It absolutely
Agreed.
is. Yes.
All right, so let's go to
Kim.
next.
Yes. Okay, guys. Violet gives a fuck the patriarchy speech. Keychain on the ground. We were always skipping town. I loved this so much. She finally gets to kind of snap back at Markham, who, if we remember, is the head of the scribes. Violet was his protege. He was her mentor. Violet was going to be the head of the scribes. He was training her, and she went away, and now he's pissed about it. And she really hasn't spoken to him since it all came out that Markham knew about the scribes. And I think, especially for Violet, this is such a betrayal because she is a scribe. She's the heart of a scribe. And scribes, their whole being is focused on truth and knowledge and finding that knowledge and disseminating information to everybody and getting all sides of the story. And knowing that her mentor, the person she looked up to more than almost anybody, maybe other than her father, knew about the venin, kept it from people, and therefore betrayed his own people by keeping that knowledge a secret, I think is the ultimate betrayal to Violet. And she cannot get over it.
She can't.
And I don't blame her. I don't blame her.
Yeah.
So after the failed mission, she goes back to the scenarium and she's like, okay, we're going to do this shit my way because this was a failure. and now we're going to do it my way or it's going to be the highway. And Markham's and everyone's like, meh, you whatever. And she goes, you don't speak, I snap, meeting his gaze for the first time in months. Not to me. As far as I'm concerned, you have the credibility of a drunkard and the integrity of a rat. You dare complain about missing 6 years of information on Eratia when you've hidden centuries of our continent's history from public knowledge? Yes, thank you, Violet. Thank you, Violet. And he says, you cannot speak to a superior officer, let alone the commander of a quadrant with such disrespect. And she says, in case you missed it, when I crossed the parapet, I am not in your chain of command. Then fucking Daddy Atos is like, but you are in mine. And I speak with the authority of Melgren. Shut up. And she says, and I speak with the authority of Terran and Darna and the Empyrean. Or did you forget that 2 dragons also lost their riders?
Fuck yeah.
Violet is a boss-ass bitch, and I love it.
I love this.
Agreed. I love every bit of this.
I'm turned on. I'm like, God damn, Violet.
Damn it, Violet. Yes.
Ooh, that was good.
I love to see her stepping into her confidence and her power. She seems so much more confident in herself when she stands up to Ara Benhaven and she's going to be like, no, you come for Dane. Like, you're going to fight with me if we're going to do wielding. Like, fuck that. She's standing up to Markham. Like, I love this Violet. Like, I just love to see it.
Agreed.
And so we have that whole shebang, and Halden's being a little fuckboy because of course he is, and he's whining, but he's like, fine, you can pick your squad, whatever.
Lean.
And sweetest Ridoc is so he's like in kind of standing like in the meeting or whatever, and Violet goes up to him and she's like, oh my god, I'm so proud of you, like there was no outburst. And he was like, I kept my inside thoughts inside.
I love it so much. It's like right after his beautiful speech. And this is why he's so brilliant. Like, this is why he's such a fun character.
Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed.
I love it.
So good.
Okay, so the quest squad goes to Deverelli. We have Halden going with us because King Cortland of Deverelli will only meet with a member of the nobility family. Yeah. And he's bringing the jewel to like hopefully get Cortland's agreement to become allies with them in this upcoming war against the venin. Vi is on like a separate little side mission that nobody knows about. I mean, except for Xaden, Ridoc, and Mira, that they're all going to go look for Papa Sorrengail's, the books that he left, right, in Deverelli. So they stop at Corden. They stop there with Takaris. I want to talk about this for a second. They cross over, right? They leave the wards. Then they cross over into this area where the Isle Kingdoms are. And that's where magic is supposedly, like, it disappears. There's no magic, okay? I'm going to say a few things here. I don't want to talk about them. Nobody is able to communicate with their dragons except Terran and Darna and Violet. Their group chat is alive and well. Their dragons are all supposedly feeling uncomfortable with the loss of magic. Xaden even says that Segala is in pain because she doesn't have the magic. Terran makes a note, though, that Andarna seems totally fine. And who is the only group chat that's alive and well? Andarna's group chat. Exactly. There's something very special, and we know that the 7th breed lives somewhere in this area of the Isles, right? And somewhere outside of the magic realm. Right. They don't seem to be struggling. Andarna doesn't seem to be struggling. Right. Which makes me think that the way that she is channeling is different. However she is channeling. So which brings me to this. The sky versus the source, like being the ground, okay? Which is what venin derive their magic from, okay? When Violet is flying to Anka to get the citrine jewel, she leaves the wards, okay? She goes, it's like barren, the venin have destroyed the land. She says, and I am struck with the oddest urge to try and pluck strands from the very sky and weave runes. Which is very interesting because that's not how you weave runes. You channel your magic from your dragon, and that is how you weave the runes. And she says she wants to pluck them from the sky. Yeah. Also, she sucks at weaving runes. And the fact
she hates it.
Yeah. The fact that that seems to be like her first instinct
is strange.
Very interesting. Yeah. Then also Mira, when they're flying before they cross over the wards, or right after when they cross over into the Isle Kingdoms, she hands out these little runed discs. She gives one to Violet, and it's an amethyst disc with a sun protection rune. And Mira says, we are curious. Like, basically, she's doing a little science experiment. We're trying to see if runes can exist and work outside of magic, if they work independently of magic. So she's like, well, you just hold this and see if you like protects you from getting sunburned. Didn't think anything of it at the moment. It's brought up again later, at least one more time, if not 2 more times. And what Violet says is that she wasn't getting sunburned, that Mira's was working, or if it wasn't Mira's, it was the same rune on the dagger that Xaden gave her during her first year. So she's been walking around with a rune on her dagger for a year that is protecting her from the sun. So, can she potentially channel from the sky?
From the sky.
Using Andarna. But the thing that is inhibiting her
Yes.
is this freaking dagger with a rune protecting her from the sky.
From the
sun,
sky.
which is her ultimate power.
Wow.
She could command, what does
And-
the venin say to her at the end of book 1? You could command the sky to surrender all its power.
Why would they
Yeah.
put that on there? Why was that on the dagger?
I don't know. She's fair skinned. I don't know.
You know what I mean?
She's
Like
a delicate flower.
She's a delicate flower.
Oh my God, Xaden. Okay,
Like,
yeah, wow.
Isn't that
Wow,
interesting?
Anna.
I love that. I think
This
that's
is
it.
fascinating.
Like, why
that-
are we bringing this up? Why can Andarna? Why is the group chat working? Violet channels fucking lightning. Whether or not she wants to act ignorant about the fact that she did or didn't, she channels
Yeah.
lightning.
100%.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
Wow, I love that. And that makes so much sense.
yeah,
Agreed,
It really
agreed.
does.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, we're over there. It's like golden retriever Xaden. He's so happy. He's at peace. There's no magic. He doesn't feel the pull to
Channel,
use
yeah.
to channel, and it's just he's happy. And he's like they're riding on horsebacks and he's
Oh.
making jokes. It's so cute.
Guys, it's
And
fantastic.
it's fantastic. It's a love it. We love to see it. So they end up at the bookstore where Narelle is. Okay. That's where the old woman that they're supposed to go meet. Oh my God, y'all. She takes one look at Xaden, and it's clear that like Xaden and Violet are a couple.
Yeah.
And Papa Sorengale must have been talking about Dane Atos to her a lot in the past.
Yeah,
and she
yeah,
goes,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
he described you almost perfectly, Dane Atos. The way that line made me lose it.
my
Oh.
God.
Cackling.
Hysterical.
And what really made me lose it was Mira losing it. Like,
Oh,
Mira
yeah.
loses
yeah.
it.
She was like,
I
laughing so
can't.
hard. She had to
I
leave.
actually can't.
She said, I can't. I literally can't.
I gotta go.
And Dane is
obsessed with
like,
it.
this is awkward. You hate
Yeah,
me
he was
again.
like,
We were
"Ain't
just
it?"
having a good time.
You ruined
Back
it,
to
Narelle.
square
Ruined
one.
it. Okay, so we're there. They get the stack of books.
Yeah.
I just want to. I think this is interesting to note. The epigraph that is kind of right before this it's from Lilith Sorengale, which we speculated these unsent correspondences are recovered. I think are actually her writing to her deceased husband as like a form of therapy, like talking to
Yeah.
him about her
Agreed.
kids.
Yes.
Okay.
Because they're unsent, they're recovered. Yeah. So she says she won't understand why you've kept her in the dark. You left too soon, left too many of your plans unfinished. Now we can only hope the bond between our daughters is strong enough to endure the paths they've chosen. They'll need each other to survive. So this is after her husband's dead. This is after Brennan is dead. It's just her 2 daughters to rely on. And I think she's referencing Mira. She won't understand why you kept her in the dark. You left too soon. Now we can only hope the bond between our 2 daughters is strong enough. Meaning I think that Mira, and we see this, Mira's upset. Mira feels like she's in the dark. Narelle even says to her later, we all have a part to play in what's coming to us. Because Mira's like, oh yeah, am I allowed to touch the books? Like they weren't left to me.
Yeah.
And Narelle looks at her and she says, we all have a part to play in what's coming for us. This one is simply hers, like meaning Violet. While he was busy raising Violet for this particular mission, your mother was raising you. I wonder what legacy you've inherited.
And this is what I was, talking about earlier. I was like, where he says, only trust Mira. Like, I feel like there's some sort of prophecy or something set up. They were set in motion for the 2 of them, whatever their paths are, to like ultimately help each other, you know?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought she was talking about him keeping Violet in the
Violet
dark.
in
About,
the
like,
dark.
the venin and like
That's what I thought too first.
all the like her, being touched by Dune and all that
Yes.
jazz.
That's true. I think that can be equally true too. I think there's but I think there's a level of Mira that's jealous.
Oh,
for
totally.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh no, I think that Mira flat out for sure says that. That's why she like goes, yeah. But also the thing of you left too many of your plans unfinished is really interesting to me. Like
It
what
is.
plans were unfinished? Yeah.
Yeah.
Papa
agreed.
Sorengale, like, I'm sorry, but I don't know. I'm a little upset with you, sir.
Yeah.
There was too
Agreed.
many things that we've laid around the planet.
Yeah. For
Like,
sure.
really?
With no answers.
Agreed.
And she's a child.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's giving Dumbledore.
It's giving Dumbledore.
It is.
Okay,
All right, what's
so
next?
really quickly, we get back, guys. It's sexy time. It's Xaden. He says,
It's
I'm done
sexy
being polite.
time.
And
Oh.
y'all, there is no magic to hold him back.
That's
It is
right.
so fucking sexy.
It's
He's
so
just
good.
like, it's so playful. It's so fun. They break a table because like what is a sexy time with Violet and Xaden if they don't break a table?
Absolutely. It's
and
standard.
it's so
Furniture
they have,
be warned.
They have
it's
this
so good.
It's so hot. And then
Yeah.
knock, knock, knock on the door. They get interrupted. And but Xaden's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He's like, he just yells, yes, the table is broken. Now what do you need? And it's, he opens the door a little bit and it's Ridoc and he's like, you two totally broke it, didn't you? And Ridoc asked on the edge of laughter. He's like that armoire no one was supposed to notice getting hauled out of her room during first year. And Mira like whips her head. The what?
What?
Obsessed. That was my favorite part where she was like, I'm sorry, what now?
I'm sorry. My little baby sister is breaking furniture, having sex? Like,
What?
I'm
Not
sorry.
Just like a chair, an armoire.
An
guys.
armoire.
It's a
huge piece of furniture.
It's so
I
good.
love it. So basically, Riddick's like, cool. So you're done breaking tables. Halden's been captured. And Xaden's like, I'm sorry, that's not my problem.
Yeah, sucks for him.
We'll be
Sucks
going
for
back
him.
sexy time. Bye.
Yeah. But basically, they're like, you're the next only nobility here, the Duke of Tyrrendor. So you
Yeah.
need to go and get him back. And he's like, great, Violet, let's go.
Yeah.
Which brings us
So
to Kristina.
They do go, guys. They go, and pretty much they go through a rigmarole. They end up going into this dinner party from absolute hell. There is some interesting foreshadowing where he's like, "Oh yeah, she's my consort," and Violet's like, what? We didn't discuss this." And he's like, "Oh well, no, we need to. And when would be a good time to discuss it?" And she's like, "When we're not risking death." And he's like, "Well, that's never. So
When we might not die.
We'll talk about it later." But it
Love
really
it.
is interesting foreshadowing that he's this perfect example of him being like, no, we're long term. You're my equal. I want everyone to see you as my equal. Like we're together forever. Okay, like this is where my mind is.
They are.
And it's so sweet. All right, so we get to the dinner party. This was absolutely wild.
God.
King Cortland is absolutely a bananas character.
Yeah.
He's this like almost like eccentric millionaire, but like,
Yes.
there's no checks and balances. He's like this
Yes.
like wild guy. It's so wild. So I feel like Rebecca had fun writing him because he was so crazy to read. So so he just like doesn't give a fuck about anything. And turns out like they're kind of like the Fae. Like you don't make a deal with the people of Deverelli if you can't follow through. If they broker a deal, they're probably trying to scheme you out of something. And like you can't, if you break it, they're gonna kill you. So pretty much that does happen. For lack of a better term, Game of Thrones, Halden's guard. So Halden's guard, who loves him, just like, turns out her head's on the platter. Guys, her head's on
Y'all
the
was
platter.
not prepared.
Oh,
Rebecca
God.
took it. She went broadbent levels here. Okay?
And-
if you know, you know.
Yes.
And that's because basically Halden like stole stuff from the king. He was trying to steal stuff from Cortland because he's entitled and a little bitch. So
God,
hence
so
the
fucking
beheading.
stupid.
Which leads us to King Cortland, again, eccentric Looney Tune, being like, oh, pause everyone, my little ones have arrived. Turns out his little ones are huge, white, scary panthers. And they just like traipse on in. And at first I was like, oh, it's kind of like he has like a zoo. Like, okay, there's cats.
It's
And
his
then I was like,
menagerie.
Nope, they're scary. They're scary. They're bad. They're bad cats.
Yeah,
they're bad
they're
cats.
bad kitties.
So bad kitties. So then quickly chaos just ensues. And Cortland is like, kill them all. I grow tedious and tired of this. Please kill them all except for Takaris. And so the guards and the cats are like attacking them. And it's all very scary. And pretty much Violet's in a very bad position. She's about to die. And so Xaden is like, what am I to do? I must channel. So he does. And, you know, it's not great. It's not great. But I do love that he then is like, he's so sexy. And he's like, they hurt you. And she's like, I know, but this is, oh, God.
Such bad timing.
But he
Such bad
uses her
timing.
conduit to channel.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Which I don't know if that's important or not, if it's supposed to work outside the wards, but it does.
Oh.
Or not the wards, in the Land of No Magic.
In the Land of No Magic. He uses the alloy from her conduit to channel. So that is
Which is
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah. So Violet
Either way. Yeah, not
Either
good.
way, not good.
Not good. No bueno. So Violet then jumps into crisis mode and she's like, okay, I love you. You got to trust me. Just sit down and put your head in your hands and do not move till I tell you. I got to single-handedly save this entire operation. I will get back.
Because everyone around me is just fucking up left and right.
Because who runs the world?
Girls.
Violet.
Violet.
So then she's pretty much like, go, I'll see you in a week at Best Guy. If no one can see your eyeballs, like, leave. But sneaky Vi is like, okay, come on in. This is my little one. And it's Andarna with his kitty cat dangling in her mouth.
I
like,
love it.
Not eating her, but also.
She's being so gentle.
Yeah. She's like,
and-
Andarna, be gentle.
No teeth marks. And then King Cortland's like, Shira, no! Like, it's so good. Okay, so then pretty much Violet uses this threat to his cat. And also the shell from Andarna's egg is like a trade to smooth things over. He agrees. He pardons Xaden. It's all fine. But we do want to note something here regarding Andarna's eggshell. Okay, so this is the quote. Violet thinks, quote, I run my finger along the inner edge, picturing her biding her time for hundreds of years, listening, waiting. A charge of energy runs up my arm, and I lift my brows at the sensation.
Very interesting.
What do you mean?
What does that mean?
What do you
Why
mean?
is
What
there
do you
power?
mean?
I mean, is it
Why
just
is
because
there-
it's like a special egg, or is it because it's Andarna's egg?
Right. Exactly. Like, do empty eggshells have power?
They do, because they're used to make alloy. They're one of the things that's used. Yeah, they can
okay.
hold magic for a while.
Got
apparently.
it.
But
Okay.
it's something about, I think, them physically being here too, because she feels this like
Yes.
energy. Is it like because Andarna can do all her magical things?
Yeah.
Like there's still
Right,
magic.
right,
Her
right.
conduit before Xaden sucks the life out of it is warm to her touch, which she notes. She goes, "Oh, that's odd. I was like, why?"
Violet, come on.
Violet.
Saying more things. Follow up on things.
Oh, God. All right, Kim,
Okay.
take us back to Basgiath.
Okay, so we get back to Basgiath. Violet, no thanks to Halden, being a complete and total fuck up, successfully negotiated an alliance with the Isle Kingdoms, and she is now prepping the Quest Squad for their big trip. Only bummer, as Kristina noted, is that Xaden's golden flecks in his eyes are now amber after the little slip in Deverelli. They have not gone back to golden. They are staying amber, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But had to be done, wartime. So I would love to introduce you to the official Quest Squad, okay? It is Violet, Xaden, Dane, Ridoc, Garrick, Mira, Kat, Traeger, Marin, and Drake. And, surprise, Auric is coming.
Yay.
Auric walks up and he's like, well, Halden, you're a baby back bitch and you can't control your emotions. And there needs to be a royal to go meet with all these kings and queens who will only meet with a royal, ambassador. And it can't be you because you have the emotions of a toddler. So I'm going to go. And Halden's like, okay.
Okay.
I loved this. I especially love that Halden didn't know that where Auric was. In Halden's mind,
Yes.
he thinks that he's disappeared. He's like,
Yeah,
well,
he's like, Daddy's been worried. Daddy's had the whole country. He's like, I don't know who he's been using to search, but I've been right here.
I've literally been here this whole time.
No one's come a looking.
No.
Also, he's like, I haven't missed you. So goodbye, farewell.
Goodbye.
It's
Exactly.
so good. I love that moment.
Yeah, so we're going to end. So that's kind of the end of this. Halden does look at Violet and he's like, Violet, stressing out about Auric being safe. And Violet says, I won't let anything happen to him. Halden nods once. I'll hold you to it. He looks at each of us in turn and the promise morphs into a threat. All of you. That's
Which
very
is interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like
Maybe
he
Halden-
does care about his brother.
Yeah.
Layers. He's an onion.
Layers, we love an onion.
He's a stupid onion.
He's a
but an
stupid onion, but he's an
nonetheless.
onion nonetheless. So that is where we are going to end part one. The Quest Squad has been assembled, but we have not gone on our, trip of the Isles. We'll save that for part two. But I think that's it, guys.
That's
so
it.
fun.
Oh, so
Stay
back to be-
tuned for more.
Yes, so fun to be back in this world, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.